One of the things that I learned about, breaking habits is that habits only become ingrained and sustained if we repeat that action, right? We can do an action, we can have an equal and opposite reaction by performing this habitual action. But it's when we don't perform the action, like that's when the cycle can cease, right? And it's like the tricky part is believing that you can. That's the tricky part. Like, why is that the tricky part? I've always wondered. It's one of life's great mysteries. It's not doing it, is actually easy. And not doing it is actually easy, but that's actually the hard part. Because they're both easy. Like doing this live for you right now, like reading this for you, I love doing this. It's easy for me to do it, but guess what? It's also easy not to. I could just not do this, right? But now this is a habit for me. I love it so much, I made it my profession, even the morning Qigong sessions. And I see my progression and I get addicted to feeling good about lifting somebody else, feeling good about empowering somebody else. So I created a habit that was like a good addiction. It's like, wait a minute. I had all these negative addictions. I was drinking, I was playing video games all day. I was binge watching. I was doing all this stuff. I was depressed. I was watching pornography. I was like, all of that stuff was really just draining and really just debilitating for my mental state, right? But then when I found something that did the opposite, and then I just did that thing again, and then I did it again, and then I did it again. Each time I did it, it was like easier to do it. Because I'd done it already. Like if you're not hooked on cigarettes, if you're not addicted to smoking, somebody could be smoking right next to you, you won't be tempted, right? Because you haven't done it before. So technically you don't know what you're missing, right? But also if you have done it before, but it's been years since you've done it, that memory might still be there, but you might not be as tempted if you're in that vibration at the moment. So that's like with me in solid food, right? I can walk in a grocery store, walk out with my juice, walk out with a water, walk out with, I'm not tempted. Because I've created a habit of not doing something. And that's where I felt like, wow, this self-belief, this self-image, the self-concept, the self-esteem, the self-confidence, the self-awareness, the self, it's all the self. It's like Nabiha would tell me, just sit down, just sit with yourself. Ellie Toms, he says the same thing. Meditation is the foundation. Meditation is medication. That relaxation vibration it breaks all the frustration. And it's a higher communication and conversation with all. And you realize even if you fall, you can still stand tall. Did you know that? Like, did you know if you fall, you haven't failed? They say fail is an acronym for first attempt in learning. First attempt in learning, right? If I lost at a chess game and I treated that as a failure, I failed, never play chess again. No. How would I ever learn? How would a baby ever walk? We would all be crawling, right? We would all still be like this on the ground if we never got back up. So just like learning how to walk, you're learning a new skill. You're just learning something new. You're picking it up. You're like, okay, I can do this. Okay, I didn't know this. Wait, I don't have to chew this. I can actually do this? I don't have to chew this? That was awakening, right? That was already enlightenment. I'm lightening up the body. I'm enlightened, right? I don't have to. And then I just put it down. Wow, this is a lot easier. Wait, I could get a lot more done. I have a lot more time. I have a lot more energy. I have a lot more enthusiasm. I have a lot more. I have a lot more. But wait, I'm running on a lot less. What? I have a lot less stress, but what? You start answering your own questions. After a while, it starts to put a smile on your face. You start to be like, wow. But it's not something that I can, put on anybody or, impress upon people. It's something that each one of us comes to our own, Each one of us, these things are made known. But just like they say, when you're curious, you learn. But when you are desperate, you discover, right? You discover when you're desperate. So I was desperate. So thank you for asking that question. That was a really good question there. Yeah. Controlling the wants of the body. Yeah, there's so many ways. Working with our emotions. Healing that, feeling that, revealing that. Doing the shadow work, right? Working with the mind, reprogramming. If you don't know that a program exists, how can you download it, right? If you don't know the possibility exists, how can you actualize it? How can you realize it if you don't even think that it can be done? Then there's the physical body itself, detoxing the physical body, the parasites and the breeding grounds of the tapeworms and the roundworms and anything that could be infested or just living in there, just eating away at the nourishment that you could actually be absorbing, right? Getting rid of all the little critters, getting rid of the jitters, right? It brings a lot more light into the body. Then just sitting down, energetic. They say things take place in the energetic before they even make it to the physical. There's an energetic manifestation. So then raising vibration, sitting down, contemplation, sitting down, just in silence, letting go of the violence, just being in stillness, letting go of the illness, right? There's more than one way to climb a mountain. It's not saying that this way is the right way or that way is the right way. This is the only way. No. There's just your way. What will be your way?